In this session, we're going to look at tissue paper and how you can use tissue paper in your crafts. Tissue paper is this real light weight paper. It tears real easy, and in gluing it down, it gives a really neat effect because it becomes a little bit translucent, and actually the colors kind of overlap each other, and it looks really, really neat, as you'll see in these crafts. What we're going to do now is make Joseph's coat with the big sleeves in many colors. So before class, you'll prepare your pattern. In this case, it's a coat that you're going to have the children actually putting the tissue paper on. And I already have my strips torn. Either the children can tear it themselves, or you can have the pre-torn little strips of paper, which will save some time for you. The best thing to do if you're going to be using tissue paper on a plain piece of paper is to water down your glue just slightly. So if you add a little bit of glue to a cup and just put just the tiniest bit of water in, just makes it a little bit thinner and it spreads easier onto your paper. Now I'm using a foam brush here, but you could use a sponge, or you could use anything else, even a regular brush, that will allow you to apply the glue onto the paper. So you give the children their glue and their brush or whatever you're going to use, and then they will just coat their piece of paper. And I usually tell them to work in sections so that the glue doesn't dry before they have a chance to put their tissue paper down. So they've got their glue, and they'll just start applying these pieces of torn tissue paper. Now where it overlaps, they can take their brush and then just apply a little bit more glue on so that it goes down firmly. And they'll continue to do this over the entire piece. And once they're finished, they'll have something that looks like this. Now the reason that I've done it before I cut it out is because that way that when we do cut it out, we'll have real smooth edges. Otherwise, if they just have their shape and try to apply the tissue paper onto it, they either have to fold it underneath to the back, or they have to try to get it so that the edges are real straight. This way, when we cut it out, we just cut along the black lines there. And you'll see how the edges are nice and even. Gluing it then onto our background paper, we have our finished product. Now if it doesn't dry by the time that the parents come, you can always use a blow dryer and blow dry it, and this will help it to dry a lot quicker.